Hello, friends. The terms strong and weak grip are typical of the jargon of golf, and well, every profession has jargon, and they're somewhat ambiguous. They don't mean that you're squeezing the club harder or loosening your grip. And so, what they really mean is worth a discussion in the pub. A strong grip, not squeezing harder, but turning both hands usually to the right. And it was usually indicated or observed by checking the number of knuckles on the left hand that were visible and whether the thumb was in the middle of the club or to the right of center. And the equivalent with the right hand was that the V, or as I describe it, the Y, because a V with a stick on it is Y, is pointing, as is the V or Y of the left hand, up toward the right shoulder. So a strong grip has those features. Now, the obvious opposite is that a weaker grip has the thumb on top, only maybe one or two knuckles visible, and the V's pointing up more toward your chin. Here's why they're significant and how they influence your golf swing. The arms, if they're set into a position where the grip is what they call strong, really have only the choice of going in one direction as you swing. They can't go more that way because you've pretty much maxed it out. They're turned as far to the right as they naturally and you're built to have them. So as you swing back, the tendency is for the arms to return to something more neutral, and that does what they call closing the club face, another slightly ambiguous term, which means turning it to the left for a right-handed golfer. So the hands in that strong position are trying to close the club face. Now, if you can, and it's quite important to train this in your golf, having gripped with a strong grip, can you keep the hands in that position as you do the backswing? And a lot of the traditional instruction about how to form the backswing centers around recommendations that are actually mostly beneficial because they maintain that shape with the hands. So if you are successful and you're able to keep the hands in that shape, what you have is then a mechanism that Lee Trevino, a favorite of mine, described as the rubber band effect, which is that the rubber bands of the elements involved in the downswing are geared, shaped, and positioned to fire in a way that's beneficial, which is essentially to have the club turning toward the impact and toward the left. We don't, contrary to what logic suggests, want to be driving the ball up a ramp toward the target and keeping the face looking in that direction because, in fact, the opposite occurs. We're actually rotating the arms of the club to the right to accomplish that. So the elastic effect, the rubber band effect, as he called it, is maintained and available to you if you can keep your hands in that strong position. Now, if you watch modern champions, they set up with usually a more weak grip. Again, ambiguous, but meaning that the thumb's on the top, maybe only one knuckle visible, and the V's pointing at the chin. That position means that it's more likely to roll in this direction on the way back. And then your club face is going to be more open, and you can hit harder without the danger of hitting a hook. And of course, Ben Hogan was the first person to notably advocate for that weaker grip because he hooked the ball a lot and could only win when he figured out how to stop doing that. So that's the effect of strong and weak grip.